What's up, guys? This is Bulldog the Fell-Handed. I have some excellent T-29 footage for you. We are on Erlenberg Assault. We are defending. The Reds are assaulting. They are spawning in the southeast corner, and the Greens have spawned in the dead center of the north corner. Now, guys, there's two schools of thought. You can go left, the attack version of defense. Best offense, good defense, or maybe it's the best defense is a good offense. Either way, you can go left, you can get in the hilly area right there, and you can put some rounds on target. Use the excellent gun depression of the T-29 to become very effective. Or you can go right, take the castle, that whole area over there, make a strong presence on the right, so the Greens don't end up flanking you. Or excuse me, the Reds don't end up flanking you. Anyway, guys, moving on. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't trust the Greens to lock down this flank. Because what I see happening is these two Greens going over there getting annihilated, and then, half a dozen tanks coming around to flank us. And we haven't really, as a team, developed a good presence in this area yet. We've got the two lights, myself, and another tank. Everybody else is kind of posted up on the back of the hill there, which sadly is where most people just kind of set out and camp. Now, I am shooting these guys as they come up. This was my plan all along once I saw the scouts there. If I didn't have the scouts there, I'd be doing this myself. And if you're a heavy driver, you know it's very difficult to spot your own targets and make war at the same time, because your heavy tanks typically have your slightly worse spotting range. And of course, even if you break that down even further and say, okay, it's one heavy tank fighting three heavy tanks, well, that one of the tanks you're fighting can push up, I don't know, 50 meters forward to the other two, and they can shoot you with impunity. So it basically boils down to understanding the spotting mechanics. So that's kind of why I was glad the two light tanks came up. Now, guys, I see a lot of guys out here, and I shoot at a lot of guys like this. Guys, if you pull up like I just did and you get shot, don't sit there, okay? Don't sit there. Granted, I'm making a break across the field here. Probably shouldn't be doing this. Gonna take some rounds. Maybe, maybe not. But guys, if you're sitting there behind the cover and all of a sudden you take a round, you're not in cover. That's all I have to say to you guys. You're not in cover. And so many guys just sit there. They don't even move. They just keep the same complete orientation, hull, turret, everything the exact same. Guys, if somebody's shooting at you and they're connecting, you're not in cover. Please, move the tank out of the way for the rest of us. Now, right here, guys, I'm just making some micro movements, just anything to make him hitting me more difficult, which is what the game boils down to here, guys. Really. I'm firing here. I'm not running a lot of APCR. The gun has excellent penetration. You don't really have to, although I am firing at turrets. I probably could stand and run a little bit of APCR. I'm doing some excellent side scraping right here, making very good use of the terrain. And guys, that's what you have to do when you get out here. Now, granted, what I was speaking about earlier, I just took a round in my left. I got tracked. There's not a lot I could do. I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place. I'm getting unknown assailants hitting me from the left, whereas I know there's someone directly to my 12 o'clock in regard to my hull. Let me be specific. I go ahead and decide to change targets onto this gentleman right here, since he is a slightly easier target for me to hit versus the other one who was a one-shot and down in a hole. He kind of looked like he lost all will to fight. I'm going to try to finesse a few rounds in here. End up being a little slow on the trigger, a little slow on the reload. Nothing I can do about that. We just need to move on. Forget about that missed shot and just plan on getting some more shots in the near future here. Now, guys, you know, with the T-29, You need to know when to push, and you need to know when to consolidate your position. And I am in the position now where it is time to push. This thing is a monstrous tank. You do have to use it right, though. You just can't straight do this. You can't just run around all game and just drive and go where you want to. Some people get this tank and they think they can do that. It's not true, guys. You have to know your limitations on this tank. And the limitation is that, you know, it works well hull down. It works well 1v1. You know, it works well against the other tier 7 heavies because they cannot compete with this tank as far as pure alpha or turret armor is considered. So you need to keep that in mind, and you need to use that to your advantage. You always need to pick the strengths of your tank and figure out how to amplify them and figure out your weaknesses, and you need to hide or buff your weaknesses, if that makes sense. You want to appear, you know, you want to use your strength, but at the same time, any weaknesses your tank may have, you want them to appear strong, if that makes sense. Now, the hull armor on this tank is not very strong. And what I was doing earlier is I was just side scraping. That way, you kind of take the hull armor, the weak frontal hull armor, out of the picture, and you shift what they're shooting at to your turret, which is incredibly strong. It's not impenetrable. Let's not call it that. But they, instead of shooting that, they shoot your hull, which is at the magical number 75 degrees, and everything auto bounces. So that is essentially me taking something that's weak and making it strong. So, and that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to get out here, you know, figure out everything about your tank, go in your training room, whatever you have to. Take your tank, figure out how to cover up its weaknesses, and figure out how to make its strengths just massively OP. Because, guys, we're here to win. We're here to put the Reds in a submission, and that's exactly what I want you to do. I want everybody to be successful in this game. If everyone's successful, there won't be a need for people like me anymore. Until that point, I'm going to keep showing you guys things. I'm going to keep teaching you guys things. Individual tanks, tactics, team battles, what have you, until we all get on the same level. Now, moving on. I'm in a good position here. I am at the cap. I'm on top of the cap. They are in the cap. I decided to load APCR because I consider this a very dicey situation. There's a number of these guys on the cap. I need to get them off. Go ahead and make a shot there. Remove one of the baddies off the cap. They still have a great number of tanks over here. I just bounced around. I consider this the most dangerous tank, the one that's rolling on me right now. I do not want to get chopped up by that little fella. I missed a shot on his way in. The turret traverse is really kind of killing me. I end up connecting with him there. I'm taking shots from the left, and now the issue is they're coming around both sides, and this tank is so long, I'm in trouble. The rest of the greens aren't really that concerned with me trying to defend the cap, although they should be. Now, the guy's creeping on me right here. I put a round in him right before I died, and and he's like, oh, finally we got this guy down. But, you know, everybody dies, guys. That's what you have to realize. You're going to have super unis out here. They may die within the first 30 seconds. Everybody dies in this game. You don't need to get downtrodden. When you go in a match, you get singled out by the clickers and you get annihilated within the first 45 seconds. It happens to all of us, alright? And granted, this was just one of those games where I happened to do very well more or less the entire match. So, you know, I just kind of want you guys to understand that it's fine. It is fine to die in this game. It happens to the best of us. There's nothing you can do about it. So, yes, the timer is starting to run out here. They ends up killing the guy. We won the game. Good for us. We had a very good game, 39-34 with 1875 blocked. Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you guys next time.